1.5 billion people live with kerosene lanterns for light at night. We have a better way. It's called the Sun King Solar Lantern. I'm going to tell you about the story of this light, what it is, and how failing hard helped us figure out how to get these into 3 million off-grid homes in India and Africa over the last 5 years. The way we failed was we tried to address these energy problems in the old way. We raised $10,000 of charity in the US. We flew to an off-grid village in India. We installed a biodiesel generator. We trained the villagers how to create biofuel by processing oil-bearing seeds. And the generator was paired with a rice husker and a spice grinder. Agricultural productivities would increase, and livelihoods would improve. We installed the project successfully, and at the end, the villagers said, "Thank you, this will change our life." We were jazzed up. We flew back home, thrilled about what we did. But when we came back after a year, we saw that the spice grinder and the rice husker were totally rusted. It was as if they had never been used. But the generator was used every day. And probably the day after we left, the villagers went and bought electrical wire and incandescent light bulbs, and they'd wired each of their homes to the generator. And for an hour and a half each night, they enjoyed a dim source of electric light. And they were actually paying $1.50 every month for the service. What these villagers were telling us was that they don't want spice grinders, they don't want rice huskers, they want light. And how we failed was that we gave them a solution to a problem they didn't ask for. We gave it to them for free, when we should have asked them what their problem was and come up with a solution that they were actually willing to pay for. And what we learned was that light was a major problem, that 1.5 billion people in the world use dim kerosene lanterns for light at night. It's a major health issue. A Berkeley study in 2009 found women were 9 times more likely to contract tuberculosis if their home uses a kerosene lantern than a home next door that used an electric light. They're extremely dangerous. A Journal of Energy study found that 1 in 24 off-grid homes in southern Africa experienced catastrophic fires caused by kerosene lanterns that tip over and ignite the home. And half of those were fatal. So we spent 3 years to develop the solution. And the solution is the Sun King solar light. Sun King costs $40. It charges in the sun in 5 hours. It provides light, which is 15 times brighter than a kerosene lantern. It pays for itself in 6 months for the typical family. And study time increases by 75% on average in homes that use the Sun King. 25% of homes that use Sun King increase their income because Sun King helps them extend their productive hours until after dark. And so we had the technology solution, but actually the biggest challenge for us was figuring out how to get this into homes. And there was 2 main problems. And one was that these are expensive products, that the Sun King represents 3 or 4 weeks of household income for a typical villager. This is, in most cases, the most expensive asset in the home. And we also had an image problem, that if you came to my village and you said, "I'm here to sell you a solar light to solve your kerosene lantern problem," I don't think I have a kerosene lantern problem. My grandparents used a kerosene lamp, my parents used a kerosene lamp, my neighbors do, I do. People like me use kerosene lanterns. People like me don't use solar lanterns. And there might be an off-grid villager out there somewhere that does, but I've never met them. And if I buy this and it breaks, I'm going to feel like a fool. And what we realized was that if we couldn't solve this problem, we would never make a meaningful impact in the world. And so what we did was we went out and we looked for a strategic distribution partner, someone that could lock up the whole market for us. And I want to introduce you to that partner. And his name is Bhagwan Sahu. He's a retired teacher in a village in the Indian state of Bihar. Bihar has a population of 100 million people. 90 million people live in villages. 80 million of those villagers have poor access to power. And Bhagwan has managed to get 1,000 houses in his community to adopt Sun King. The way he does it is he goes to a home and he explains what Sun King is. He says, "This is the light and here's how it works." And then he throws it on the ground. And then he picks it up and he says, "Look, it still works." And then he says, if you buy it and you have a problem, I'm here, I'll fix it. But most importantly, Bhagwan says, I am like you, I use it, and I think you should use it too. And because of what Bhagwan does, every house in his village and the 3 villages in his community have given up kerosene lanterns forever, and they use Sun King solar lights. We've repeated this in 6,000 village communities. In India and now in East Africa, we have 6,000 active village sales agents. Today, we reach 5,000 new off-grid homes every day. We've reached 3 million off-grid homes to date, and in the next 2 years, we will reach 20 million off-grid houses. These are homes that have waited for generations to get on the electric grid. And the sad truth is that most of them never will get on the electric grid in the form that we understand it. But we bring them light, and we bring them the promise of a more productive and healthier life. And we do it through technology which works, and we do it through people like Bhagwan Sahu, who make it possible for villagers that have used kerosene lanterns for generations to say, what people like me do is switch from kerosene lanterns to Sun King, and I want to do that too. Thank you.